Hello dear friends, and welcome back to Pillow Pasta. And now time for us to talk about another super popular character in the creepypasta universe. In fact, I can't think of any other demonic, cannibalistic monster that has so many girls wanting to make out with him. Yes, this is Eyeless Jack's story, and to be honest, I can't think of why this character became so immensely popular. Especially when his story is, well, we'll see. So, starting off tonight's double episode, this is the original story of Eyeless Jack.
Hello, my name is Mitch. I'm here to tell you guys about an experience I had. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena, but after that thing visited me, I believe in that paranormal trash now. A week after I moved in with my brother Edwin, after my house was foreclosed, I finished unpacking. Edwin liked the idea of me moving in, since we hadn't seen each other after 10 years, so I was excited too. I soon fell asleep after I moved in.
That's how excited I was!
After that 1 week, I heard rustling noises coming from outside my window at 1 in the morning. I thought it was a raccoon, so I ignored it and tried to fall asleep. The next morning I told Edwin about it, and he agreed. The next night, however, I thought I heard my window opening in a loud thump, as if something had entered my room. I darted up and looked around my room, but saw nothing. The next morning, Edwin dropped his coffee when he saw me. He held up a nearby mirror, and I saw myself. I had a large gash in my left cheek.
Wait a minute, that's not a gash! Edwin, you bastard!
After I was rushed to hospital, my doctor told me I must have been sleepwalking. But then he showed me something that made my blood turn cold. He lifted up my shirt to reveal a sewn-up incision where my kidneys were. I started in his eyes, my eyes whitening. You somehow lost your left kidney last night. We don't know how, though. Sorry, Mitch, my doctor told me.
Sorry, Mitch? Sorry, Mitch? He didn't drop his car keys, for crying out loud!
The next night was my breaking point.
And the whole somebody broke into my room and performed surgery on me thing was what? An inconvenience?
Around midnight, I woke up to see a truly horrifying sight. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was it had no eyes. Just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. I grabbed the camera nearby on the mantle and took a picture.
Huh, that's weird.
After the picture took, the creature lunged at me and tried to claw over my chest to get at my lungs. I stopped it by kicking it in the face. As I ran out of my room, I grabbed my wallet. I would need the money. I ran out of my brother's house into the night. I eventually ended up in the woods near Edwin's house and tripped on a rock. I fell unconscious and woke up in the hospital. My doctor entered the room, the same one who treated me before. I have good news and bad news, Mitch, my doctor stated. The good news is that you had minor injuries, and your parents are going to pick you up. I sighed with relief. The bad news is that your brother has been killed by some thing. Sorry.
Well, you have a good day, Mitch. I got some bad news to deliver over the intensive care ward. Bye!
My parents took me back to Edwin's house to collect my remaining belongings, which I did. Upon entering my room, I was scared, but remained calm. I grabbed my camera, then stopped dead in my tracks. In the hallway leading to my room, I saw Edwin's body, and something small lying next to it.
It looks like my interest in this story. I mean, aren't there supposed to be police and ambulance here?
I picked up the small thing and entered my parents' car, not mentioning Edwin's corpse. I looked at the thing I picked up and nearly vomited. I was holding my stolen, half-eaten kidney with some black substance on it.
So yeah, that was the original Eyeless Jack story, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But believe it or not, a lot worse stories came from it. Particularly origin stories, because people had to imagine where this guy came from and give him a little more backstory. So we're going to be taking a look at one of those stories now, and we're going to be doing it in a bit different format than we usually do, because this is a format I'm going to try for some longer passes in the future. So if you like how it is, let me know and I'll incorporate it for later on. But for now, this is one of the many origins of Eyeless Jack.
It was any normal day at 5 a.m. I was waiting for the bus to deliver me to such given location right when it showed up. Alas, I didn't recognize the driver, for our normal driver was homesick. I proceeded to board the bus.
Just another day at school, I assume.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As I climb up the steps, a kid asks me to look at him. I ignore him, pulling my hoodie over my head, proceeding to my seat.
That's not how you ignore bullying.
I fall hard, realizing he tripped me. It's the opening to Spider-Man.
It is the opening to Spider-Man.
I mutter, "You'll regret that," then stand to walk towards my seat. As I sit, the kid asks, "What do you mean, I'll regret it?"
I'm gonna tell my mum.
I laugh, then proceed to say, "You'll see." Good. I love the like setting up, like the psychosis. I love when they do that. "Shut up, freak," he replies. I ignore him and stare out the window as our bus begins to move.
And thus, the first emo is born.
Not 20 feet later, so literally just after pulling out, there is a loud crashing noise and a piercing thrust.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this G-rated?
My head goes through the window, the glass through my eyes. I swiftly pull the shattered glass out of my eye sockets.
Oh, okay.
Right then and there, I am staring at my eyes on a piece of glass.
I've got a few questions. How you can stare at your own eyes when your own eyes are on the glass? Okay.
Well, it's a perfect explanation for it.
But how can Eyeless... Okay, go on.
I couldn't explain it. How could I? I'm not a very good writer. I turned to see the same kid that tripped me on my way to my seat. He screams in disgust at me. I get a weird feeling, one of which I can't explain. A feeling where I just wanted to hurt.
I think the feeling is that he's in a shitty creepypasta.
I knew it wouldn't heal my pain. It just seemed the most rational solution. The glass through my eye... I threw the glass to his eye, causing him to scream louder than everyone on this bus. I take my backpack off and stand, but I feel a sharp pain in my lower back.
Yeah, that's puberty.
My kidneys. This pain comes from my father, John.
Okay, they're just out of nowhere.
He smoked cigarettes since he was 14, and I've had to deal with secondhand smoke till last year, when he died. In blood.
Is he not worried about his eyes? Are they still severed on the glass?
I guess. Apparently, he was killed in his sleep with a knife, and everyone said the cigs would kill him first. So the cigarette stabbed him! I felt anger and pain. I rushed to the driver, the new driver, who wasn't our old driver, I may point out. Just then, I feel my lower back in even more pain. I turn to see a fellow student has pulled a pocket knife on me. A collector's edition Swiss gear silver with studs.
Buy it after this creepypasta in the link in the description.
I quickly disarm the student holding the knife to his throat. Don't make this too easy for me. In fact, I'll give you a 10-second head start, I say.
You nerd.
Deeply smiling. As he gets up to run, I stab him in the gut, then whisper in his ear, I lied.
Jesus Christ.
I lied, Sully. I will not kill you last. I grin with an evil feeling, much greater than the one I had before. I feel blood on my back, then scream, "That was my kidney!"
That's very specific that he knew that it was his kidney.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh.
I jump on his cold body, violently ripping his flesh apart with my hands. I had biology, so I knew exactly what organ was the kidney. The students look at me, screaming in disgust, as I pull his kidney out of his grisly, demolished body. Don't you like kidneys? I begin to eat it when I hear sirens. I put back the half-eaten kidney, then pry open the bus doors. I see the backwoods and proceed to head for them. I begin to run, sprint, to an extent of which I had never done before. As I reach the backwoods, I stand behind a tree, staring at the wreck. You'll like this part, mate. You'll like this.
Okay.
I feel something cold and slippery wrap around my mouth.
Oh,
Something tentacle-like.
Oh no.
It pulls me back, and in panic, I proceed to pull out the Swiss my gear had stabbed me with.
I'm just gonna quickly interrupt. He's gonna get some serious detention.
Yeah,
I just want to let you know.
I raise it to cut the tentacle when I see the figure much clearly now. It had a white head, no eyes, no nothing but a bump of which seemed to have been previously held a nose. It was wearing the same suit my cousin wore before he went missing years ago.
Oh no.
I drop the knife and he removes his tentacle from my mouth. I stand to say, Stephen? Is that you?
Slendy, no.
That's right, Stephen. He turns and vanishes, not speaking a word. I feel disgusted of myself. I wish to cry, but nothing comes out. Just the sound of my sobs in self-pity.
I feel like I'm gonna fucking cry.
I grab the Swiss and begin to cut my lips. Once they're off, I think to stitch them on. But then, this thought dawns on me. It'll leave a scar.
Well, then don't fucking cut him off then.
I
Jesus.
want no one to remember Jack. And decide to let it heal on its own. But that was totally necessary.
Okay, yeah.
I walk into the woods, surviving, alone, never to meet society again. Months later, I decide to eat, because I guess I was just winging it before.
Yeah, apparently.
Something that appeals to me. A kidney, that would suffice. It was all I knew, all I had. Not even my own cousin would help me. I slip into this house and find my first victim. I stare at him for a while before I strike. Unfortunately, he wakes up. I rush out the window, thinking to myself, darn, this is going to take some practice.
Wait.
And that was the origin of Eyeless Jack.
So that's the end.
That's the end.
Okay. A few things.
It was shit.
It was shit. Did it sort of just halfway get, like, he was sort of doing a story, which was pretty shit, and then he kind of turned it into, I really want to put Slender Man in.
Yes.
It's like when you're writing your own story and you're like, man, I really should just put Batman in there, because I really like Batman.
Yeah,
like,
this story's going nowhere. Let's throw Slender Man in there.
But don't call him Slender Man.
No, call him
know,
Steven.
Just call him Steven, you know. But have the exact attribute... Oh, fuck me.